win people, that they gain trust into themselves. It is possible to create, or to not to create, but to carry out a society in which it is worth to life. And this is, I think, the educational task of left parties, of the political left, together with movement, together with trade union, that it is really too possible, and to show ways as a proposal, and that people can have the opportunity to realize in the way the new future. And in this way, I'm still convinced that it is possible to start in 2, 3, 4 countries, but it is in the 21st century, of course, a much broader way in a lot of countries to get this new future this way.
All right, well, I think that it depends on the political reality, the balance of forces in a specific situation. For instance, in Latin America, we have an example, Cuba, 50-year fighting for socialism, and they're still fighting, alone, during a long period of time after the collapse of the Soviet Union. We managed to maintain the socialist system, but in a very difficult situation. It's easier if we have many countries, or different countries supporting each other, as we're trying to do right now in Latin America with the international project. But it's not a theoretical problem, it has to do with the political reality. It depends on the possibility, because as far as I know, during the Soviet Revolution, at the beginning of the 20th century, there were revolutions in other countries, but they were defeated. And at the end, the Soviets were alone because of this situation. So it depends. There is nothing written about this, and we have to have the idea that it will be easier if we have many countries fighting for the same objects.
But maybe just a small contribution. Maybe it must be posed differently in the context of a multipolar world. Also with the development of power blocks outside of your traditional northern hemisphere power blocks. The emergence, for example, of BRIC and the organization of other international institutions. What implications does that have, or what potential lies in that for us to advance the struggle for socialism? Just a point to think about.
Good evening, comrades. Thanks to all of you on the panel, the audience, for the struggles that you have been through and are continuing to go through over the years. Now, I wrote some notes, and I'm going to, my question will be related to the notes based upon what you said. What I heard is that socialism is the future. Build it now for the workers and the poor. It's a process of inclusion. People outside the official system can be organized. And then I heard that the Bush era is past. Okay, let's just take Bush off. And what are we talking about? We're talking about capitalism. That's what we are talking about. And someone mentioned the era of Obama. In this state, conditions have worsened. There's more of a gap between the rich and the poor. The middle class is being pushed to the poor in that direction. So my question to this panel is, what's happening?
Crazy guy.
Well, the slogan, socialism is the future built now with and for the workers and the poor, is a strategic slogan for the, for South African Party. Basically what it says, it envisages a situation where we build elements and momentum for socialism in the here and now, and not wait for a huge moment of historic whatever break, and then next week we have socialism. No, it's a process that we engage in our daily lives, whether it is in housing projects, whether it is in social movements. We're building elements and momentum for socialism. And it is for that particular reason we think that slogan is very important in both mobilizing but also setting the vision where we want to go.
We've got to be out of here in 7 minutes.
Well, do we have time for one more? Well, there was a. I'll try to make it real brief. The answer might be longer. We may not get to it this evening. The side banner behind you says capitalism in crisis, and that's been a theme of today. But I think what's going on is more fundamental that we should be talking about, and that is capitalism in decay. Now, I've heard that term mentioned here today, but I think it needs to be emphasized more. It's different from capitalism in crisis, capitalism in decay, which I used to think when I heard, the reference, the socialist reference to decadent capitalism is sort of a rhetorical term. But the more I understand it, I understand how it covers everything from war to bulldozing houses in Bakersfield to a lot of other things, to the scandals. So the question is, what is the relationship of capitalism in crisis to capitalism in decay? And what should we be emphasizing in our propaganda, in our work with people? Because I think the thing to emphasize is capitalism is on the way out, irregardless of this crisis.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your question. I think we can all ponder that question. But we only have a few minutes before we have to be out. So I'd like us to thank the panelists for their contributions.